The studio lights blazed down on the set of The View, where the familiar round table hosted another episode filled with lively discussions and unexpected twists. Joy Behar, the sharp-tongued veteran co-host known for her no-holds-barred opinions, sat poised as always, her red hair catching the glow of the spotlights. Across from her was guest Valerie Bertinelli, the beloved actress and cookbook author, invited to promote her latest book on wellness and personal growth. The audience buzzed with anticipation, unaware that this segment would devolve into chaos. It started innocently enough with a topic on celebrity diets and body image, a subject close to Valerie's heart after her public journey with weight loss. Joy, ever the provocateur, interjected with a quip about fad diets being overhyped, suggesting that Valerie's transformation was more about good genes than discipline. Valerie's smile faltered slightly, but she responded graciously at first, sharing her story of emotional eating and self-acceptance. However, Joy pressed on, questioning the authenticity of celebrity endorsements in the wellness industry, implying that Valerie was just another star cashing in on vulnerability. The tension began to build as Valerie defended her experiences, her voice rising just a notch. The other co-hosts, including Whoopi Goldberg and Sunny Hostin, tried to steer the conversation back to lighter territory, but Joy's persistence ignited a spark. Valerie, usually composed, started to push back, accusing Joy of being dismissive and out of touch with real struggles. The audience gasped as the exchange heated up, words flying like arrows across the table. Joy, not one to back down, retorted with her signature sarcasm, calling Valerie's book a feel-good fluff piece that ignored systemic issues. Valerie's eyes flashed with anger, and she countered by pointing out Joy's history of controversial remarks on the show. The back and forth escalated quickly, drawing in the panel as they attempted to mediate. Whoopi called for a commercial break, but the cameras kept rolling, capturing every heated moment. Joy's face reddened, her frustration evident as she slammed her hand on the table lightly, emphasizing her point about honesty in media. Valerie stood her ground, her passion for the topic fueling her responses. The clash reached a boiling point when Joy accused Valerie of playing the victim card for publicity, a comment that struck a nerve. Valerie, visibly upset, shot back that Joy was the real bully, hiding behind humor to belittle others. The studio fell silent for a split second before erupting in murmurs. This was no ordinary debate, it was a full-blown confrontation that threatened to derail the entire show. As the segment dragged on, the producers in the control room scrambled, but the live broadcast meant there was no turning back. Joy, feeling cornered, began to raise her voice, her New York accent cutting through the air like a knife. Valerie matched her energy, refusing to be intimidated. The other hosts exchanged worried glances, knowing this could make headlines. Finally, as the argument peaked, Joy declared she had had enough of guests who couldn't handle tough questions, her words dripping with disdain. Valerie, tears welling in her eyes, responded that she wouldn't sit there and be disrespected. The audience watched in stunned silence as the drama unfolded, setting the stage for what would become an unforgettable moment in daytime TV history. With the clash intensifying, the atmosphere on the View set turned electric, charged with the raw emotion of two strong-willed women clashing ideologies. Joy Behar, a fixture on the show since its inception, had built her reputation on unfiltered commentary, but today it seemed to backfire spectacularly. Valerie Bertinelli, drawing from her own life experiences including her divorce and health battles, refused to let Joy's barbs go unanswered. As Joy doubled down on her critique of the wellness industry, labeling it a scam preying on insecurities, Valerie interjected passionately, sharing anecdotes from her fans who had found solace in her message. The co-hosts jumped in, with Sarah Haynes trying to find common ground by acknowledging both perspectives, but the divide only widened. Joy, sensing the shift in the room, accused Valerie of being overly sensitive, a remark that drew boos from parts of the audience. Valerie, her composure cracking, pointed out the hypocrisy in Joy's stance, recalling past episodes where Joy had shared her own vulnerabilities. The exchange grew personal, with Valerie questioning Joy's empathy and Joy firing back about Valerie's privilege as a Hollywood star. Whoopi Goldberg, the moderator, attempted to regain control, urging everyone to take a breath, but the damage was done. The live audience, usually enthusiastic, now sat in tense anticipation, phones out to capture the moment. Backstage, producers whispered frantically, debating whether to cut to commercial early, but the network decided to let it play out for the ratings boost. Joy's frustration mounted as she felt ganged up on, her usual allies on the panel seeming hesitant to fully support her. Valerie, empowered by the support from the crowd, pressed on, demanding respect for her journey. The argument veered into broader topics like ageism in media and women's rights to share their stories without judgment. Joy, ever the debater, countered with statistics on diet industry profits, but Valerie dismissed them as irrelevant to personal healing. The back and forth created a whirlwind of words, each woman trying to outmaneuver the other. Suddenly, Valerie stood up, her chair scraping against the floor, signaling she was done. But it was Joy who escalated further, declaring that if guests couldn't handle the heat, they shouldn't come on the show. Valerie, not backing down, told Joy she was the problem with daytime TV, promoting conflict over conversation. The studio erupted in a mix of applause and gasps, the energy palpable even through the screens at home. As the segment neared its end, Joy's face showed a mix of defiance and regret, but pride kept her pushing. Valerie, wiping away a tear, remained seated but resolute. This pivotal moment would lead to the shocking climax, forever changing the dynamics of The View. Viewers tuned in from across the country held their breath, wondering if reconciliation was possible or if this was the end for one of the show's icons. As the heated exchange between Joy Behar and Valerie Bertinelli reached its zenith, the set of The View became a battleground of egos and emotions. Joy, known for her liberal views and quick wit, found herself on the defensive as Valerie articulated the pain behind her public persona. The topic had shifted from diets to deeper issues of mental health and media representation, with Valerie accusing Joy of trivializing serious matters. Joy retorted that tough love was necessary in discussions, but her tone came across as condescending. Sunny Hostin interjected with legal perspectives on defamation in media, trying to de-escalate, but it only added fuel. The audience, divided, cheered for both sides, creating a cacophony that amplified the drama. Producers signaled for a wrap-up, but the live nature meant improvisation was key. Joy, feeling the pressure, made a fateful decision. In a moment of raw frustration, she announced on air that she was tired of the show's direction, hinting at behind-the-scenes tensions. Valerie, surprised, urged her to calm down, but Joy was beyond that. She stood up dramatically, removing her microphone pack, declaring, "I've had enough of this nonsense. If this is what The View has become, count me out." The studio fell into shocked silence, broken only by Whoopi's stunned Joy. "Wait!" But Joy stormed off the set, her heels clicking, echoing through the hushed room. Valerie sat there, mouth agape, as the other co-hosts scrambled to fill the void. The cameras captured every second, from Joy's exit to the bewildered faces of the panel. Back in the control room, chaos ensued as directors cut to an unplanned commercial break. Social media exploded instantly, with hashtags like #JoyQuitsTheView trending worldwide within minutes. Fans debated whether it was a publicity stunt or genuine burnout. Valerie, regaining her composure during the break, expressed regret over the escalation but stood by her words. The remaining hosts returned after the break, addressing the elephant in the room awkwardly, promising updates. Behind the scenes, ABC executives convened emergency meetings, weighing the impact on ratings and contracts. Joy, in her dressing room, reportedly paced furiously, second-guessing her impulsive move. This wasn't her first controversy, but quitting live was unprecedented. Valerie, meanwhile, received support from her team, who advised her to spin it positively. The incident highlighted the pressures of live TV, where personal clashes can lead to career-altering moments. As the day unfolded, news outlets picked up the story, speculating on Joy's future and the show's stability. This dramatic quit would be dissected for weeks, becoming a landmark in talk show history. In the aftermath of Joy Behar's stunning live quit on The View following her clash with Valerie Bertinelli, the entertainment world buzzed with reactions and analyses. The episode, meant to be a standard promotional spot, had turned into a spectacle that drew millions of views online. Joy's departure left a void at the table, her empty chair a symbol of the abrupt end. Valerie Bertinelli, still on set after the break, addressed the audience briefly, apologizing for any distress but affirming the importance of standing up for oneself. The CO hosts, rallying, continued the show with subdued energy, discussing lighter topics to recover. Social media platforms lit up with clips of the argument, fans siding with either Joy or Valerie. Some praised Joy for her authenticity, while others criticized her for bullying a guest. Valerie's supporters hailed her resilience, turning her into an overnight hero for vulnerability advocates. ABC issued a statement later that day, confirming Joy's exit but leaving room for potential return, citing it as an emotional moment. Insiders revealed that tensions had been building for months, with Joy expressing dissatisfaction over the show's evolving format. Valerie, in a post-show interview, expressed no ill will, wishing Joy well and hoping for healing. The clash sparked broader conversations about civility in media and the toll of public scrutiny. Late-night shows parodied the incident, with comedians mimicking the exchange to hilarious effect. Joy, silent initially, later posted on her social media a cryptic message about needing a break, fueling speculation. Valerie capitalized on the buzz, seeing a surge in book sales as people sought her side of the story. The View's ratings skyrocketed, proving that controversy sells. Producers scrambled to find a temporary replacement, considering past co-hosts or new faces. This event echoed previous departures from the show, like those of Rosie O'Donnell or Meghan McCain, but Joy's longevity made it more impactful. Analysts predicted a possible reconciliation episode. But for now, the dust settled uneasily. Fans petitioned for Joy's return, while others called for more respectful dialogues. The incident underscored the fine line between entertainment and exploitation in daytime TV. As days passed, more details emerged, painting a picture of a perfect storm of personalities and pressures. Reflecting on the ripple effects of Joy Behar's live quit from The View, after her heated clash with Valerie Bertinelli, the incident became a case study in media dynamics. Joy, a cornerstone of the show for over 2 decades, had contributed to its success with her humor and candor. But this moment exposed vulnerabilities. Valerie Bertinelli, unintended catalyst, found herself thrust into the spotlight, her personal narrative amplified. The argument, rooted in differing views on wellness and authenticity, resonated with audiences grappling with similar issues. Post-quit, Joy retreated to her home, reportedly consulting with agents about future projects, perhaps a book or podcast. Valerie continued her promotional tour, addressing the clash in interviews with grace, emphasizing empathy. The View adapted quickly, inviting guest co-hosts to fill the gap, maintaining its topical edge. Viewer feedback was mixed, some boycotted, others tuned in for the drama. ABC's legal team reviewed contracts, ensuring no breaches occurred during the live broadcast. The clash inspired think pieces on feminism, ageism, and conflict resolution in public forums. Celebrities weighed in, with some defending Joy's right to speak freely and others supporting Valerie's stance. The viral nature of the clip broke records for The View's online engagement, boosting ad revenue. Behind the scenes, counseling sessions were offered to staff affected by the tension. Joy's husband, friends, and family rallied around her, providing support during this transition. Valerie, reflecting and her own past controversies, used the experience to advocate for mental health awareness. The show's format faced scrutiny, with suggestions to incorporate more mediation training for hosts. This event marked a turning point, potentially leading to reforms in how guests are handled. As time healed initial wounds, rumors of a reunion swirled, with fans hoping for closure. The legacy of this clash would endure, reminding everyone of the human element in entertainment. Months after Joy Behar's dramatic live quit, from The View sparked by her clash with Valerie Bertinelli, the dust began to settle, revealing lasting impacts on all involved. Joy, embracing a new chapter, announced plans for a memoir detailing her time on the show, promising unvarnished truths. Valerie Bertinelli's career flourished, with new opportunities in TV and writing arising from her poised handling of the situation. The View evolved, introducing guidelines for heated debates to prevent future escalations, ensuring the show's survival. Audiences remained engaged, debating the merits of raw versus polished discussions. This incident joined the annals of TV history, akin to iconic moments like Oprah's interviews or Letterman's feuds. Joy and Valerie eventually exchanged private apologies, fostering mutual respect from afar. The clash, while intense, highlighted the power of vulnerability and the need for boundaries in public discourse. Fans looked forward to potential crossovers or updates, keeping the story alive. Ultimately, it reinforced that even in conflict, growth and understanding can emerge, turning a negative into a catalyst for positive change in media.